Hello! Hello, my beautiful stars, kings and queens, gods and goddesses. Right. All our high vibration people. What beautiful people we have in the room here today. What beautiful energy this channel, this collective has pulled together, pulled through. You know, we get positive messages. You know? I don't know if it's who we're working with, what we're working for, working on. We attract a lot of positivity. I see good things. I see good messages. Right? Hey, we'll see you, Jaren. It's good seeing you. Better to have had you than to have never had you. We appreciate you, love. Thanks for being here, being around, having your energy out here. Yes, definitely check out the latest post, right? The latest message for our queens, right? For our queens and for our divine feminines, those who are going with spirit, those who are being called, being led, letting the journey be revealed to them, being shown, right? And working with the gateways, right? Working with these portals to revealing and going with what it is that is in our heart's desire, right? That's definitely the message, right? If you're resonating with that, check that out. I was strongly called, strongly led to put that out there, so I feel like maybe more time is needed in some of our connections. But we're gonna see what we got for collective over here, right? Over here on this stream. Y'all know what it is. We're over here for doing the tarot thing, right? Nick the Sack, Tarot's bag and it never left. Back on again, doing the lunch time, live tarot readings, long reads only, donations only. Yeah, you know, you gotta work, right? You gotta work. I had to get some work going, right? To remind myself that you have to be paid. You have to be paid. There's a new structure, right? An overly generous structure. We're giving so much back, as far as bonus reads. We have an additional bonus as well on top of bonus reads. So for those who want to run with the channel, I think, you know, we can't be beat. Honestly, I really don't think we could be beat. As far as how generous and how much that we are offering forward. I'm not sure that will even last, right? That's going to be a supply and demand thing, you know, available for now, right? We'll update that as we go along. So definitely take advantage of that, right? That's a limited time offer. Bonus reads, getting additional reads on top of the reads you already paid for. How do you like that? So definitely giving back as most we can. We really thought it out for you guys and how to make that as good as possible. So we've done that. We're gonna drop this I'm gonna drop these. Matter of fact, there you go. We're gonna drop this collective read, and we're gonna get out some personals, right? Hopefully, definitely donate. Shoot, get your questions out. We might get some freebies in there, if we can. But we'll keep those short, and we'll keep everything else long. That's how we're doing. I appreciate you. I thank you for being here. Thank you for running with us. So let's kick it over to the board. Let's look at the table and see what we got today. Collective. Collective. And I switch over the camera angle. I think this is going to be a good look. I think it's going to be a good look. I like it. I think it looks better. I think it's our best angle yet. So I'm excited about that. More pressure on, hot seat. I feel like there are decisions to be made. We have to realize the wealth within ourselves. Don't we? Mastery over time. I feel like there's more patience being called in. A lot of this similar energy over here to our message, right? Definitely meant for a lot of those on our channel. Yes, more of the Scarlet Woman. So this is freeing ourselves to do what we want, act how we want, say what we want. Choosing ourselves first here. Maybe in ways that we haven't been, right? And maybe we've been pressured to not do so for means of stability, due to a lack of comfort, just feeling like that, like we can't be us, right? We're realizing our value here, realizing our potential, realizing that there's only so much time, right? There's only so much time, and we know what we have. We know who we are. So certain pearls of wisdom are coming out as well, like this knowledge of self, self-understanding, beginning to recognize our value here, our truth, and what it is that we really want out of life and out of our situations. I feel like for us, it's going to feel like we're being bad, or like we're maybe turning our back on someone. And for a lot of us, we could be. You know, we may well be doing just that. 10 of Wands in reverse. I feel like we don't want to go down this road anymore, right? We don't want to go down this path. We don't want to go down this journey. We've been burdened for too long, it feels like, to where we just don't see it. We don't see it being worth the trip, being worth the effort over here. Four of Pentacles. It feels like I want to say Queen of Pentacles. So we're definitely sitting in this like stability, like watching ourselves, being after ourselves. Again, I see us being spiritually pulled away from what seems like a burdensome path, right? Something that seemed like it made sense before, but now it's like, you know, if I'm not happy, if it doesn't make me happy, if it doesn't resonate with my spirit, then, you know, I would rather keep what I have, right? And look for opportunities elsewhere. So a lot of us, we're staying with stability. We're kind of just staying in our own space, our own energy, kind of trying to be whole and recognize our gifts for what they are. Feeling pressure to take on a lot of burdens over here, and I feel like a lot of us ain't about it, aren't trying to do that. So we're freeing ourselves. But we're manifesting the strength to be able to make this decision, to feel secure about this no, right? It's a no for a yes. To feel secure about saying, that isn't what's best for me. That isn't the strongest path for me over there. And I need to go with me. I need to go what's stronger. Maybe I've been naive about my own experience, about what it is that I want, about succumbing, falling to, pressure, that kind of a thing. And I've lost hold. I've lost gauge of my foundation of self, my wholeness and well-being. I'm really feeling like, yeah, and we're beginning to see how trapped and wrapped up we were in, how powerless we were in this path, in this burdensome cycle over here. And it's like, not again is what I'm getting. I don't want to do that again. I don't want to go back there again. For a lot of us, we're not seeing the world. We're missing out on the big picture here. We're not seeing the big picture of what it is that we're choosing over here. Like, we feel like it's not our choice anymore, right? We feel like it's out of our hands. And so there it is. So we're not making a decision right now. A lot of us, we're in an indecisive kind of a mode because we feel like we can't make this decision at this time. This is why we're kind of, growth is slow. In fact, I feel like maybe we're walking away slowly pulling our energy back in order to have more foundation and more wholeness for ourselves. It's it's going slow because this is a painful process. I feel like we're doing this in a way that we're keeping ourselves intact, and that this isn't going to hurt so much. It does feel like a physical loss. A lot of us, we may well be leaving somebody over here. Just the pressure of this cycle, this connection, the burden. We feel like we can't go forward because maybe it's too painful. It's too painful to walk away, but it's almost like it's so burdensome walking forward, and we're so tired or exhausted, wrapped up in it, that we're losing sight of time and the treasure of ourselves. We just want to break free. We want to have fun, live our lives, live passionately over here. Collective. Yeah, we realize that we can't get away with this foundation anymore of these ideas that we tried to make it work, we tried to force it, we tried to get away with doing this to ourselves, but we're starting to realize that there are other options here. We have to, keep our growth first. I feel like there's an aspect that's stuck here waiting. Again, not sure whether to go in. It's like the beat of the drum keeps changing, right? Having a hard time kind of catching ourselves or our step here. Mostly because we're not wanting to put ourselves in it anymore, in situations, because we feel like we've invested enough, or given too much maybe even. But we're finding our way back to our rhythm and surety along where it is that we're choosing. I feel like recognizing our value, recognizing our freedom, what it is that we want, and taking back control or power in a sense in our world. Hermit energy. Yeah, I do see this kind of being more along the lines of our outcome of, being alone if we need to at this time, for sure. Perhaps even pulling our energy away from a situation. Definitely being called to meditate, thinking about, where we're going, our journey, our path, what it is that we want, getting back in alignment with ourselves. This is going to kind of help us hit the reset button and become more unbound, right? And whenever we start making choices for us and realization of our value, our potential, start recognizing, holding these things up high, and really just not allowing ideas that don't serve us, even though that they might serve others, forward. We're just not giving away all of this of ourselves. We're keeping room and space for ourselves in order for us to continue to grow in a positive way. Choosing ourselves over here, manifesting, accumulating some strength for the self. For a lot of us, we have a decision that we're coming into that's going to be made here regarding somebody, but I feel like we need to get in our space first, or more so, in order to come to that conclusion, reach that decision. So it is reminiscent of that other read, for sure. Definitely that message that's wanting to come through. That is what I'm seeing for collective, right? Hey, thank you. I appreciate you, love. That's positive. That's positive. All right, so I know a lot of y'all don't want to donate. Y'all have no intention of donating. That's fine, but we're gonna keep it short, right? 3 cards, only 3 cards, not a card more. That's just how it is. Keeping my time real shy. If we need, it is what it is. That's why I had to get the J, to remind me, right? To remind me that I have to be paid for my work, that nothing in life is free, right? So, this didn't do it, and I can't force anything, and I'm going to work in any way that I see possible. That includes collective and otherwise. We'll just make it work, We are going to offer some love forward, but that's just how it's going to be, right? We're divesting our time from free pursuits. We are. That said, Well, it's true though. I mean, I appreciate you. You know, I mean, honestly, and the real composure is private reads aren't for everybody. This format isn't for everybody. It's for a select few individuals, a relatively small few who are resonating with the messages and are seeking greater growth. I just make myself and my time available, not because I'm put out. I'm highly capable, right? I got a job to remind me exactly of that. That time has to be paid for. That we work to earn, right? And nothing is free. Hey, I'm saying, love. That's the vibration. That's the vibration. And if I'm carrying out for collective and I'm healing collective with collective messages, I believe that too. I believe that too. Anyway, we have incredibly generous bonus structures available in the private read space for those who are interested. We're giving back so much of our time over there on that. I honestly don't know anyone who's being as generous as us at this point in time. Honest truth, I don't know any other channel who's being as generous. So we're out here. We're out here. We are giving. We are so much. There's so much. But that's cool. I don't mind. Right? I mean, if you really look, because I've looked. I mean, I did it with you know, by looking around, right? I know what time it is. Man, people are out here killing it, you know. Hell, in this format, I don't even have a minimum. So you could do whatever you want. You know, anything. Anything says something. Anything allows me to continue this work further. Because honestly, it's slipping, right? Like I said, I already have to divest my time. Hey, y'all are really sweet. I really resonate with the positivity of these messages. I want you to walk away feeling empowered, feeling like there's more possible for you. Tapping into positive energies and currents for yourself, manifesting positive outcomes, you know, being in touch with love and light and spirit. And I don't know, you know, I definitely tune in with other channels, you know, as for a number of different reasons, right? I do appreciate other readings, you know. Sometimes the hard readings come out. But I do know that I've always felt like there's a flavor here, you know, and I feel like that's the collective, that's a calling, that's the type of people that show up. I do think maybe that's why we might be a minority, you know, is because there's not that many of us. There's not a lot of us. I think we're spreading that light. I think we're spreading that message, and there's more people who are realizing that, more people who are stepping into that and with that, and seeing that it's a wonderful place to be. It's a beautiful, beautiful life and world. And I always want positive messages coming forward, and that's why that's why we've connected with such positive people, such brilliant people. It's become more refined, you know. It's not so all over the place anymore. It's a certain kind of person that comes in here, almost every time. Yeah, absolutely. You know, I mean, you know, and this came down from above. You know, it wasn't even me. It was my girl. She was like, it was Molly. She was like, you know, you're too generous. You're too generous. You're too generous with our time. We don't, you know, we need stuff too. You know, I know they need free reads, but we need, you know, to grow. We deserve to grow. You deserve to grow. You know, you work hard. You give good reads. You put so much of your energy and time and attention and care into what you put out there, and you're just giving it away. You know, all your time, all this effort, all the chance and opportunity to turn it into more, because it's a limited time offer. You know, something's got to give, somebody's got to give, and you know, I find myself on the receiving end of that, you know, if things don't work out over here. And it's not any one person, it's the organization, it's the structure of how we go about things and do things. It's the anything is everything kind of a dialogue. So I think that's more along the lines of, you know, where this is all coming from. It's because it has to, in order for the work to grow. It's the only way forward. And that's fine if this is not the format, or my anticipation was, you know, overflow, or there being more demand than time. And when that works out, then everything works out. If it doesn't, then it doesn't make sense. It doesn't. The plane doesn't leave the ground. Isn't she? Oh, y'all are sweet. Yeah, no, she really does care. She really does believe, but she's realistic at the same time. She's more realistic than me. I have such a heart. I don't want to be, you know, unfair, or, you know, my sense of fairness is, you know, so much love and light is like, you know, I don't want someone who isn't able to or who can't. But, you know, she made it clear, you know, there's a can't and then there's a don't. And if you allow, then, you know, they'll run all over you. They'll take all of your time. You know, they'll always feel like, you know, you're just good. You know, you just got it. And that's not the case, right? This is a work. I'm working. I'm putting forward myself. This took a lot of time. I took a half an hour or something resetting up this shot, you know, and it's so minute. You probably could barely tell from 3 videos ago, but it looks better. It looks better. It looks sharp. Everything is cleaner. Everything's been an investment, right? This has been no shortage of anything. And this is love. This is all love. I love to do this. I love to be here. I love to share my time with y'all. And if everything just, you know, clicked in and made sense, that's why maybe the collective, you know, maybe through something like that, where it's just something for everybody, from everybody, type of a cycle, and to allow privates to come through. I mean, that's where most people are at these days. This has been largely a test, you know, an opportunity to look, to check, to see if, you know, if that idea was possible, if we could have the spillover, if we could have the, you know, the volume, right, the raise in views and what have you, that can sustain, you know, a vision, a light like that. But the thing is, it has such a high cost to me that the return on that hasn't met the ambition. And so again, it's like, this has to be a business, because this has to make sense. It has to be a way that I can sustain and provide and handle my life accordingly. As opposed to, you know, being sideways, you know, or making up for it in other areas and not seeing the growth, right? So that's fine. I, for one, appreciated this format. I thought it was pretty cool. People being able to call in, do their thing on that. You know, maybe it's the slot. Maybe dinner is a better time. And maybe we're just going to go in the mode of collectives and channeling. I'm definitely looking forward to do a lot more channeling. I've been receiving a lot more messages that way as well. I've just been getting mad tapped in. I've been getting tapped in. Spirit is just keep calling and leading me and showing me that this is the path, this is the right way. And we're going with that. We're going with that. And I mean, it's all right, Laurel. My imagination says that there's a lot of people that are, in that similar situation. That's why people cast their net so wide. That's why we have all these collectives, all these, I mean, and that's just it's you're still gonna get the quality of reads, right? I'm still when I give a read, I give a read. You know, we're gonna look through what's there. I have to analyze impact. And so, looking at impact, what's impactful for me in my expansion and growth and my journey, right? I absolutely deserve that, right? That's what I'm working for. That's what I'm here for. Where's the wind at? To catch some wind in the sail. And on the other side, am I making enough of an impact globally? Because if I'm only here or in this, and it's only touching a small few amount of people, and even if, and a lot of time people will pick up on other people's reads. They'll just be here hanging out, and they'll be like, man, I'm resonating with the messages with that reading that you gave somebody else. So they're resonating with somebody else's, with their private, That's how powerful these messages are. That's how powerful this channel is, and people tuning into this frequency of the light that's being given out and being led or shown through. Like is like. So these messages are going to resonate with each other because they're on that same frequency. We're going through the same portals over here. Opening up the same lights. And so that's why they're being led back. That's why they're being called here. So if I make them in a style or format or approachable in a way that's more people can, run with them, can digest them, right? That's the idea behind, that was that message that came out earlier. And I mean, it came in, it wanted to be told. It had to be said. It had to be read. But I think we're opening up to more of that, to more so over that. But you know what? I am cool, right? I'm definitely a cool person. I am, here with love in my heart. Laurel, we could do. I give you a read. You're here. You're here. You know what? At least you had the care to listen, and I appreciate that. This is gonna stand for time, and if things change, and things had to change, it's not it's nothing personal to anybody. No, not at all. I mean, it's just you, right? I'm talking about the vision, right? I'm talking about, this month. I'm talking about next month. I'm talking about, in the future. Like, this it was a flat day. There were no waves in the ocean today. There's no wind in the air. If this is a waste of time all around, if I'm wasting the people's time and I'm wasting my time, then there's no need. I don't have to have this format. I really don't. I thought this was something unique and interesting, something special that could be offered forward. That was refreshing and different in a cool way. But I'm realizing that it's more of a funnel, right? And it's just more of an idea of, okay, get out these collective general messages, and then, people will contact you. People will let you know if they're resonating with your messages. So I'm just going to channel for more of the collective, I was trying to do things differently. That, it had a lot of good things. It had some not so good things. We'll see. I enjoyed the dinner sessions. Right, but maybe that's more organic. Maybe that's more organic to the style. Is channeling and bringing in these messages, and then people are resonating, and then they want to find out more, ask about their situation. I appreciate you, Laurel. I hope you do get rich. I mean, I honestly do. I hope that, you've got wealth and abundance coming in. Okay, what's your soul or life purpose? Okay, I got authority figure. Dealing with justice. Right? Meant to dispense, to give justice, the judge, the adjudicator. Giving your point of view. Being the one who... I mean, in a sense, you're the one who can kind of sit in judgment over others. Again, I feel like advice, clarity, your ability to offer discernment. I mean, major, like Hierophant level vibes. I mean, beyond the High Priestess, but the Hierophant over here, where it's like we know the law, like we know universal law in a sense. So I feel like it's an ability to dispense this kind of universal law, right? Universal. Like spirit contracts, universal agreements with nature, that kind of a thing. Kairos. Interesting. You know what? I'm actually not so familiar with these. I gotta look this one up. I gotta look and see how Kairos is. Kairos. Should have figured. I always get some crazy ones over here. Yeah, let's take a look at this Kairos. I should keep this one more handy. These are actually like really deep. They're really deep cards, man. They're not... so simple. I think she integrated like a lot of psychology and stuff into it. I'm a student. I love psychology, but it is different. So 76. Mythic time and synchronicity. Alignment, ease in decisions, and action. This card suggests there is a secondary time continuum that goes beyond any earthly clocks and schedules. Divine timing. This card is about patience and precision. No clock can guide you. Wait for the rush of inner knowing and not a moment longer. That's what I'm saying. I'm being led right back to... And this kind of sideways, it's like helping people see straight, right? It's that divine timing, the divine clock kind of a thing. It's like, and it makes sense because this is where people aren't ready, right? Exactly. They don't want to hear it. They're not ready to hear it. You're the divine clock. You know, it's like you give the message. You give the message of you're the deliverer of bad news, or you say what's obvious, what's plain. But at the same time, it's stuff that's like, it's not so obvious. It's not obvious to people who are in the situation, or they're not seeing how like time is affecting it. How they're like stuck on something, or being stubborn, or they're just not seeing themselves outside. You're that outside perspective, that outside eye that brings things into focus or into balance here in a way that they're able to make the right decision. But it's through your discernment or your authority, through your judgment. So again, I do have a whole lot of advice type of energy coming forward for you, that you're able to see what people are thinking, see what other people are, see what their people are thinking. You know, like you have understanding in the situation. It's like you have eyes everywhere, right? It's like you hear it all, or you see everything. Nothing gets past you. Nothing misses you in this way. So you have this kind of like spiritual sight, and and also this sense of a divine timing, right? You're like the spirit judge, you know, the universe's judge, and like you know whenever it's the right time for certain things, and it's like no one can tell you. And again, it's like the spirit's clock, the universe, not like by mortal standards, right? And so whenever, because that's the thing, like spirit might have tests, or spirit might have, you know, choices or decisions, or, you know, opportunities and consequences, and it's like you know all that. You have all the schedules, right? You know the fines, and the, you know, how long people have to make decisions, and kind of like, so it's like you can pull that curtain or pull that wool off, right? Pull down that illusion and be like, nah, see, time's up, you know, TikTok kind of a thing. That was what they were saying by their actions here, you know, kind of a thing. And so you're able to see that, or see through illusion or emotion, you know, surface levels and situations. This is really, again, this is your gift, right? This is your gift in that way. Your soul and life purpose is to offer that perspective, is to see for people. You're a spiritual lens or spiritual eye here that sees the truth in things. Definitely what I'm picking up. I'll do one more. Let's see an oracle. Temptation coming out. Okay, so you see people's hidden desires. You see people's true intentions over here. Right? So you're able to cause judgment on people's... You can see negative energies, or manipulation, deception, ways in which people are drawing a blind eye. So you have a very good sense of right and wrong. You're able to pass judgment on people's decisions over here through, you know, by seeing how they were affected by temptation, by seeing how, you know, the snakes that they were, right? That I'm getting, like, you can sniff out a rat, you know, and you just have this divine authority, right? That's able to see it, right? In ways that other can't, to show that, and in a way to really kind of like call them out, like tell people, like give the sentence, like, oh, definitely Cancer vibes. Cancer's all about, you know, foundation, holding it down, you know, family and being whole, right? Being there, so, you know, you got their back, right? Water sign, highly, you know, emotional and intuitive, especially with that moon energy, but you are able to pass this, it feels like a judgment, or like make the call, like say like what's going to happen, and it probably does happen, or that's definitely definitely what should happen or is supposed to. It's like you can check situations, you can check people over here, and your words or your advice or something that helps people to know, to see, and then to act, right? Make decision on questionable situations, right? On situations where intentions might be divided, you know, or drawn elsewhere. So yeah, you are like the karmic judge, and even the you're like the judge, the jury, and the executioner. I feel like your sentence holds weight, though. You know what I mean? And like that's got a double meaning, right? Like the things that you say hold weight, and then like, but the judgments that you pass also hold weight. And I feel like it's because a lot of the time you're just tuned in and you're seeing what others can't. You know, likely this is like, you know, your third eye, you know, type of thing, where you're like, just your heart, your soul, your spirit, your emotional space is open, and You could see others and their intentions, their actions. Well, not everybody has good intentions, right? Not everybody wants to do good over here. Is isn't being led by temptation, coming forward, and that's what I see you representative of is the authority of spiritual authority here, with your ability to see things for how they really are, for their truth. Yeah, love, I'm definitely seeing that. I'm seeing that all day. You have an eye for like a spiritual knowing of divine timing, and seeing seeing the temptations of others, seeing others tempestuous ways and tempestuous paths. Yeah, that's why you're the judge. That's why you're the judge, because you have not only that, but you have the right way of seeing it. You have a way of seeing it from your heart and from spirit, and you know what's right. That's the other thing, right? It's like you could see all that, but then you could not do anything with it, or not have the heart or the spirit or the strength, to open your mouth or, say your mind, kind of a thing. And it's like, that's not you. You are given the gift of sight and the gift of right judgment. And so, in a way of seeing things very balanced, very fairly, very clearly, able to lead people away from others. Well, that's a distinction. That's a difference. That's part of the authority part of that card. There's a lot of, again, like respect, but there's also a rightness, right? A balance coming in, a fairness. But there's action too, with the gavel, with the judgment, with decisions being made. And it's like sometimes we can't see what the judge sees, right? We're just people out here in the courtroom. We're just members of the court, the people, the public, and you're seeing things from this place, from this, from this seat, right? This seat of authority, where you have a greater view, a higher viewpoint, and this knowing, right? This office, so to speak, that you hold, in which you feel led that it's that it's on you. It's for you to, to pass this ruling, to pass this judgment, because you can see what others don't. You are leading out of, and the thing is, you wouldn't if they weren't unfair situations, right? You wouldn't be, you don't need a judge whenever it's a fair situation, when everybody's been treated right and equal. No one's in court over good business, right? You're only in court because why? Because there's issues, because someone fucked up. Someone did something they shouldn't have. Someone tried to get over on somebody, and what did you do? Then you had to take them to court, right? Had to call had to pass judgment, had to pass sentence over here, because you seen what others didn't see, right? Because again, maybe this is that what's up, son? This is that blessing and that burden, because wouldn't you would want them to tell you, right? If they saw something that they saw, then you would want them to tell you something about what it is that they experienced, right? And so you're simply returning the favor. That's how high of a vibration or a mind that you've got, or a calling on you, is that you are. That's why you're the judge. That's why you're so fair, is because you're not doing anything to anybody that you wouldn't want done to you. You got that golden rule thing down pat, and other people just don't, and that's a spiritual law. That's a spiritual principle. That's, win-win, love, like begets like, same fruit from the same seed from the same tree. We can't, if you're sowing negativity, what are you going to get back? There's no getting over on people without getting over on yourself, right? So no one gets to cheat over here. No one gets to cheat the system and, spirit in the universe and universal law. And that's where you're at, right? That's where that's a lot of your ability here. And the divine timing part is so crucial, is so critical, because then that's the fine sense of balance. Because we could be bleeding hearts over here, right? We could just give and give and give and give and be such good people and want the best for other people, and other people don't give a damn. Other people are intentional. Other people don't have those same intentions, right? They're tempted. They're off, right? They're not playing fair. They're not playing by the rules, and that's what's wrong. That's what's wasting everybody's time. Everybody's is evil, right? And you calling that shit out. You calling that shit out every single time because it can't stand. It can't be allowed. It can't be allowed to come forth because it's wrong. It's wrong. They deserve better. You deserve better. You wouldn't want that for yourself. You're not going to want that for them. You're not going to... Who are you? Who are you the judge? How can you be the judge and you just sit and stand idly by? You know, I mean, in a sense, this is why people hate police, right? And it's like but police keep society together. You know what I mean? They keep, you want some police around. You know, you got a murderer loose, a rapist loose, right? You got thieves running around, and you want police. You do. You want that enforcement. You want that authority. There has to be a justice system. There has to be some system of justice. And you are part of the spiritual or the universe's justice system over here because... Who could this be? One sec. I got to play tango with my dog. Luna want to run outside, run around on everybody. Right. And that's part of them not being able to see you because they can't see this underlying system. Yeah, the number of growth. So you represent people getting past stuck cycles with 11, things that keep going back, keep going back and forth, get stuck in a loop, the time warp, that kind of a thing. Because it figure eights, they just keep going back to the same, karma or issues, problems, things that aren't, people not changing, not getting out of cycles, patterns, that kind of a thing. It's about breaking free. And so you help people to break free from stuck situations, stuck cycles, that kind of a thing. Yeah, this is what I'm seeing. Yeah, you're only paying it forward. I definitely see you. It's because it's the only way you can do it is from a place of like, treating people like you would treat yourself, right? And so it's not like you being nosy or in people's business or trying to be negative or trying to bring nothing down. It's because sometimes not everything's peachy. Not everybody has best intentions and best interests in mind and at heart. And again, I'm going to call it a blessing and a burden, right? A gift and a curse, because you got to see that shit and in a sense you kind of have to sit with that, right? It bothers you. It upsets you in a spiritual way to see this, to know this. And so that's the calling, that's the burden put on you. Is it's not just with great power and great responsibility, with great authority comes great responsibility, right? And so it's not just oh, like I have this intuition, I can see this, I see what that means type of thing over here. But it's like you feel led to do something. You feel led to act. You feel led to pass this judgment. That's what a judge does. Again, it's same like, if a cop sees a crime, they can't stand by. It's not their position to stand idly by. That's not on their calling. That's why I said you're going to have people that hate you because you like the police. You got this energy on you, and really you representative of justice. You're representative of ultimate good, of ultimate balance of right and wrong. But but people have this fear, right? And some of it's just not even fear, but I feel like a dislike, or it's just like, why you gotta ruin the party, or why you gotta, come in with this perspectives and this, like situation. It don't have to be like that, kind of a thing. And they're trying to maybe not make it a big deal, but for you, if, you wouldn't be feeling this way if it wasn't. And so again, it's more, it's the service. It's not the, you be in everybody's business or, I feel like it's because you're a good judge of character. With judge being one, being the key operative there. Judge of character, judging character. And so this is what I'm seeing, right? You see what others can't see, and you have to say what you see, because you can't unsee what you saw, and it's wrong. It's morally or ethically against your calling and your nature to do so. Absolutely, love. 3 cards, what'd I tell you? Right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's definitely your message. That's definitely those are your gifts, and those are your callings. That's what's on you. Hey, you're welcome, Laurel. I definitely love to do it. I love to give. I appreciate you hearing me out on my message. Even if it's just you, or for those who come by later, what have you. Yeah, definitely. I'm here. I'm here out of love, man. I just because I have to be, I have to make everything work in every way, doesn't mean that I'm not here because this is where I want to be, or because, it isn't from a place of love. The only thing you can read on this screen most times, or all the time, is 100% of the time is love, right? It is love through which we operate, love through which we we're here, through which this was called onto us, put onto us. So just in that manner, we're moving with love in our way. So I appreciate you, love. Definitely best going forward and growing forward with your amazing gifts. I hope that gives insight, why it's such a disconnect, right, between maybe your intentions and how you see things, and where you're feeling led, and how other people just might not connect with that sometimes, or might just take it in the wrong way because they don't even have the sight to see the situation, or even as high a mind or vibration as why you would do that. Because some people might say, well, that's none of my business, and that's like the opposite vibration of you, which it's all the things in the world to see something, but to have that on you where it's a moral imperative for you to shed that light, to share that light, that's beautiful, man. That's great. So I hope that gives you peace, right, in your truth, and in your calling, and in your way, right? That it does make sense. I'm telling you, this is a high vibration channel. You're a high vibration person, and there's just not a lot of us. If it's just you and me having this conversation, then that's fine. You know what? You're here for a reason. You're here because you want to grow, and you have light to give and to lead. And so that's why I try not to shut people out. I really don't. Because you've got growth, that you can tap into today, right? You've got, light you can lead, and somebody has to get you, right? You have to have a channel somewhere here. And that's why we're different. That's why we're unique. That's why this is only this, We're only we are pulling these cards and these configurations and putting out these messages in this way. It's a gentler, it's a kinder kind of energy and person who's over here. And so I just think we're growing differently. We'll see as the messages come out, how collective develops, and where those messages go. But yeah, definitely in here right now in this space, you are totally you're in the vibration, love. You are leading the light. You are casting away darkness. You are doing your energy heals. Your energy heals the world and the people around you, and that just touches other people. It doesn't stop whenever we cast away the light, right? It's like a light in a dark room, and it's like it chases out light or darkness for ever. It casts away so much. It's just that pure. It's that transformative. I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for that, Laurel. Absolutely, thank you for that. And likewise, I wish the same back to you. I wish the same back. So, I thank everybody for being here. Right? If you got this message, hopefully those messages were resonating with you. Right? Laurel's message was resonating with a lot of y'all. Y'all sitting in a high vibration here as well too. But definitely check out our message for the queens right over there on the channel. We just posted that. Looks like we're going to get into more collective style reads. I think that's just what the people want. I think that's kind of more what the channel is being led to. That's fine. I've been inspired to more stability in other ways. So yeah, time might be stretched. Time might be moving around as far as availability, that kind of a thing. Definitely as far as channels and reads, but we're still growing. We're still here. Yes, new, overly generous, right? Extremely generous bonus reads are available in the description, right? Yeah, 11 for 11 minutes, one question, 22 minutes, two questions, and an additional free read of 11 minutes. And 33 for 33 minutes, three questions answered. That's an additional free read. That's a 22-minute or $22 value, right, on top. So it's like you're paying 11 no matter what. And all reads are going to include a bonus read of your choice as well. That's going to be a 5-minute energy reading, a 5-minute moon reading, a 5-minute angel reading, or a 5-minute oracle reading. So you get a bonus 5-minute reading of your flavor of choice. And you're going to get either 1, 2, or 3 questions answered, and an additional free read if you want to run with us on the 2 or 3 question. And then you can get another read in there as well. So crazy value built into that, into all of that, right? Again, I simply don't know any other channel who's offering this much. I don't know one. We aim to be the one. We aim to come in and be successful and run this forward. So y'all definitely hit us up on that. I appreciate everybody for being here, and y'all take care of yourself, right? Keep your vibrations high, keep your minds high, keep your spirit high, keep it love first. Everything Tarot, everything love. I'm Nick the Sack. Y'all be easy. I appreciate you liking, subscribing. Send us love and support any way that you can. We are going to continue to work for you. It's just what we do. It is a shame. It's a shame y'all didn't make this one. Laurel got a read in. I'm sure other people could have got reads in too. Perhaps it's the time slot though. It is kind of the midday. So it is what it is. I wish y'all the best. We're going to come back probably very shortly here. We're just going to start digging into signs. We're going to start digging into signs and pushing out messages for whatever, whoever, however. It's just how it goes. We're flexible. You got to be. You got to be on your toes. You gotta be on your feet and your toes over here with the tarot. So we're doing our thing, spreading messages, love and light. Y'all stay tuned for more messages. Definitely check out that queen messages for our queens on the channel. All right, y'all be good, y'all be safe, stay growing.